Freddy P. What's the backstory behind Puffy telling him that he'll take his life?
I was there. He had us all sitting in the we was in Daddy's house, and Fred said something slick to Diddy, and Diddy felt the way. And he was like, turn the cameras off. He told MTV to turn the cameras off, you heard me, and walk out the room. They walked out the room, and we just was sitting there. And I'm not knowing what's going on. I ain't know they much had smoke with each other, you dig? But Diddy was letting it loose. I'm talking about, he told Fred, I would I would buy your whole block, move everybody out the neighborhood, and every time you walk outside, somebody will be shooting at you. That made Fred lead the band. Oh, Fred was drove. Fred wanted to kill that nigga right there. So when people watch Fred interview, you heard me, you just looking at a man that was um disappointed, disappointed, and almost destroyed at the same time of how he see the music industry. Fred mean well. You heard me? He really do, and that's my big brother. Blind, cripple, or crazy. That's still my baby. He mean well. It's just what he went through with that bad boy situation made him look at the music industry really bad, totally different. Like the music industry. And super talented dude. But yeah, did he threaten his life? Told me he was gonna kill him for sure. And when he
Like
said
he
that,
was serious?
oh yeah, he was dead serious. Oh yeah, yeah, he was serious. Diddy was dead serious. Like a lot of people sleep on dude. Dude cool, yeah, but dude ain't cool when he don't want to be cool. I guess that's just everybody though. And Fred was driving that nigga, you dig, and that nigga just couldn't take Fred no more and threatening with his life. So that lets you know a lot of other things, you dig, or what a nigga could be capable of, for sure. Had Sarah spooked in the boots. Sarah ain't know what to do. Sarah just red and pretty. She timid, you heard me? She ain't from the streets, you dig? That lady was spooked, you heard me? Me, I'm looking at it nonchalantly. I didn't care if he was serious or not. I'm trying to get some money. So I'm like, mind you, I'm just a young little hot boy, you heard me? So I'm looking at
Yeah, you from
everything
New
nonchalant.
Orleans. That ain't nothing to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm used to it. So, it's either you're gonna bust a move or you're not one from. The doing all the talking, that's just talk to me. But Fred ain't take it that way. Fred took it like it was serious, and the way it sounded to me, it sounded serious as it sounded serious as well. Sound like a nigga that would threaten you if to do you something. That would have sounded like to me, bruh. It sounded like a threat to me. So that's what it was. Yeah, that's facts.
What was his reaction when Diddy was saying this?
He was like, he was, if you know Fred, you heard me. He was sucking his thumb, and Fred and Diddy was threatening him every time he kept making different statements of the threat. He just kept taking his finger out his mouth and put his hand on his knee, and he looked at the Diddy, and I can look in his eyes. I've been around Fred enough. I looked in his eyes, and Fred was looking for objects. You heard me? Like, don't sleep on him though. Like he ain't no cap in his talk. You heard me? Because I remember I lived in Miami, and not to get off topic, but I lived in Miami one time. You heard me? And I just copped the Maserati. I'm talking about I'm killing these niggas. I'm fucking with this little hoe, Natalie, not that girl with the long chin. Shout out to her though. But I'm rocking with this little pretty chick named Natalie. You heard me? And I guess some dudes that I guess he used to fuck on her. He ain't fucking on her no more because she chose up on me. He tried to press me. He had buku niggas. So I'm ready to fight all these niggas. I don't turn down no phase. I'm ready for whatever. But I came with a bright idea. I said, you know what? I got you. I called Fred. When I called Fred, he said, where you at? Well, gotcha. Fred said, come get me. I got in my Maserati. This all facts. Got in my Maserati. I went and scooped Fred. Fred had this big ass AK-47. We pulled back up in that bitch. Fred get out the car. He ain't even had to get the chopper. I swear this happened. He ain't even had to get the chopper. They seen Fred was like, oh, Fred, my bad blood. Oh. So I'm not gonna sit up here and discredit his credibility of how he say who he is. Because in New Orleans, I'm respected, you dig? But I was living in Miami. Them people ain't know me, you dig? They looked at me like I'm wearing buku jewelry and this nigga talk funny. Old New Orleans ass nigga fucking on out. but Fred was about what he say. So at that moment when Diddy was threatening him, I watched Fred's eyes. He was looking around for objects. Fred wanted to find a knife or something. Fred wanted to poke that boy here. You heard me? Fred wanted to poke that nigga Diddy. I truly believe if Fred was in the room with him, he probably would try to kill him. I feel that way. It ain't that serious, Fred. That nigga ain't worth. He ain't worth trying to kill. Keep it pushing, Fred. It's cool, bro. That nigga. You dig? That's just how I see it. That nigga. What he ain't making your shit.
Yeah, you could chill. He not over that, man.
He's not. And that's the thing. I try to tell him all the time. I try to say, Fred, man, let the past be the past. Man, fuck all that chop. I'll be like, you know what? Be great, nigga. Because you can't stop a man from feeling how he feel. So I just let him be great, you dig? And I love him to death, you dig? So I don't judge Fred because I know Fred mean well, and he kind of get overshadowed for being a real nigga, no matter how it sound. I know a real nigga when I indulge in one. Fred is a real nigga, but he get overshadowed because Fred need to understand, and this can be on record because I tell my big brother this all the time, you know, the killers don't win, Fred. The gangs, the hard niggas don't win, baby. It's the niggas that's getting the money. The hard niggas go to jail and be laid back there, fucking depressed, trying to get their baby mamas to send them to jost them. You did to send them some commissary, and while niggas is out here getting money, fucking on niggas, baby mamas and bitches. So you might want to be the nigga fucking the bitches than the tough nigga that's willing to crash out, and that's why I'm afraid that I just wish Fred is always in a good situation because I'm surprised he ain't crashed out by now. That's how good that nigga crazy, yeah. Me, I'm a little logical, you dig? I think about shit. My dog Fred is a Looney Tune. He Looney Tune, you dig? I hope he grew out of that though, for real. Or if he didn't, I hope he grow out of that because Fred is a good person. Period. It's time to let it go. He's getting his humble pie. Did it getting his humble pie? Life is gonna go how it's gonna go, and let that be. We ain't gotta talk about all that shit no more. We grown now. I mean, Fred was already grown, but I'm grown now, and I look at Fred, as my brother, and I just I hope the best for my dog. I do, and I hope that he enlighten himself and to realize that the world don't owe us nothing, brother. He got a beautiful, handsome son. That he took care of the whole ride, and I'm proud of him for being a great father. And that's what it's about, Fred. The jewel is you, baby, and the treasure chest is your family. And I hope that he focus more on that focus and getting his emotion to focus on what's important, his family.